EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. The City of Angels showing it can be loud and raucous. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad emerged from the tunnel. They're ready for football and ready to watch their Rams do battle with the New England Patriots. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go one more. Check 13. Check 13. Hey, kill.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play call to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now gone. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. On first down, it's Gurley. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Cut! 180! Check 52's the mic. Hey, here we go.
Out of the gun, Goff. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Goff. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. From the gun, it's Brady. It's grabbed over the middle by White. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check 26, check 26. Check it.
They'll run for the first time with Sony Michel. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, 66.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. He completes it right side to White. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. From the gun on 3rd down, Brady over the middle, Julian Edelman. It's complete. And it's a fumble. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yard.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. This drive starts out on the ground with Michel, and he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll run it here. This is James White looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Mike, wait, that 53! Blue there.
From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. That's complete to his running back, Burkhead. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Brady gives to Michel, and he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
1st down, New England.
Brady already over 100 yards passing in just this 1st quarter. It's 1st and 10. This is Michel on the counter. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this 1st quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Wait, that 53! 59. Hey!
On 2nd down, Michel. And down to the 36-yard line here. And some nice running going to get him down close to a first down at the Rams' 36.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michelle. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to fourth down.
Wait, that. Why, 20? I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Here we go with Michelle. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on fourth down. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now they'll throw with Brady. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Clay Matthews brings the heat and gets the sack.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. Here's Brady. And he will find his man for the first time, Demaryius Thomas. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Wait, that 29, Alpha. Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Throwing is Brady on third down. This is White on the screen. White's got a first down and more. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 13-yard line. The Patriots into the red zone for the first time. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Check, hot. Switch.
They'll turn to Michelle as they go back to the ground. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Wait, that 380. Here we go.
Shotgun now for Brady. He's got White here. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On third down, Brady. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Samson Abukum able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
So you're a boxing guy. How do you score that on your boxing card? A very long drive, but 3 points.
And I really want to do my boxing analyst voice right here, but I'm going to keep it normal for us, right? I call it a draw. That type of a drive has to feel good, right? You take it all the way downfield, you control the ball, control the clock. But they only got 3 points out of it. So defensively, it could have been worse, right? So I give it a draw.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Super one.
From the gun on 3rd down. Gone. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And now Edelman. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Patriots take over.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
On 1st down, Brady. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. From the gun, Brady. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked off at the 48, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Now gone. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A shotgun snap for gone. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Looking for Woods that time, and it's 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. To throw is gone. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Goff throwing again. Open man right side is cut, complete. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
A gain of 19 yards. That's good for a Rams 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Zerline's kick is up and through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Fielded about a yard deep. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the 2nd half.
To kick off for the Rams.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
Watch the pass. Slip.
Again, it's Michelle. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Mike is 59. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
On 3rd down, Michelle. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Here's Natson. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
On 2nd and 10, Goff. He's got Higbee complete right side. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flush to his right, and that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Well, let's have some fun while we have a minute here. Fantasy drafts are in full swing. I know I've got my family fantasy draft coming up, Charles. Who would be your top 3 picks? I know that you're a noted fantasy football expert, so who would you take?
Well, you've got to start with guys who are going to touch the football and put it in the end zone, right? You got to score points. How about Saquon Barkley with the Giants? You know he's going to run it. He's going to catch it. When they get desperate, they may actually have him return it as well. Alvin Kamara is an absolute matchup nightmare for everyone. And Christian McCaffrey, did he ever come off the field last year? And, you know, this guy, he's a threat to be a 1,000-yard runner and a 1,000-yard receiver.
Look at this time for Woods, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Trying to get it to Woods.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now, meanwhile, the throw by Brady knocked away, incomplete. He was looking for Julian Edelman that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded, but there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray 1st, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 5th. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Samson Abuka picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead them up 3rd and long. Brady looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Value three, value three. Hey, lift, 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 lift.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
From the 50, it's gone. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Goff. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Five. Hey, foxtrot.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by Michael Bennett, the native of tiny Independence, Louisiana. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Edelman set to return. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
something
well,
else. And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. On the ground, this is Michel. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. And that's a loss of 7 on the 1st down play. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Throwing on 2nd and long. Brady. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Back to you. Slam. Jacket, reload.
On the toss, here's Michel. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And he didn't quite have the back spin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after, and it's third down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Here's Johnny Hacker now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands. First and 10.
At their own 45-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
To the left side and complete for Julian Edelman. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Brady. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Samson Abukum able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead them up 3rd and long.
Okay, Alabama. Check, 59. All day, dog. Hey, shoot. 59, mark. Check, 59. Alert. Mike 5'9. Check it.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. He's going to fire one deep over trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who have had the receivers on lockdown.
After the interception, here's Goff. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Kyle Van Noy. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Hey, alert 3. X3. 218, chopper. 6. Okay, Alabama.
Brady now to throw. As a man, and it's Edelman for the Patriot touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown there, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands, downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. They had the interception on the last drive, which led to the tying touchdown, so 10-10 the score as they begin 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Goff to Gurley as he drops it off for his running back. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
2nd and 4 at the 27-yard line.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And he coughed it up, and it's picked up by the Patriots. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. So how about that play? We had a tie ball game. Defense comes up huge. That's the definition of a big play for this defensive unit.
Not something that you see that happens often to a guy like, let's say, Jamal Charles. Remember 2015? Fumbled it in a key situation.
Roby, right?
Yes, exactly right. Bradley Roby picked it up and altered the ball game.
Gostkowski with the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
That gets them the 1st down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Throw left side, complete to Cup. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Connection made here, Goff to Higbee. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. He'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Pardon, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
Goff in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. He was looking to go back to Cooks one more time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
51. Like 20. I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
Goff. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Watch the boot. Watch the boot. Check 99. Check 99. Quick dad. Sugar. Wait, what do you got?
Michelle, they toss it out right to it. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. New England on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Watch twist. Easy.
And it's Michelle once again. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Out of the gun. Gone. Dumps it off to Gurley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
180. Watch a slant. Watch a slant. Watch a slant.
Again, Goff. Throw right side, going to be caught by Higbee. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Right here, right here.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Goff. And this is incomplete. J.C. Jackson there defensively to knock it away.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
3rd and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Now a draw as Goff gives to Gurley. And he's going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10.
76, tell him. 76.
A shotgun snap for Goff. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the gym.
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You
Yeah. Been a bitch.